What's up, guys? It is fucking about time. It has been a very, very good hot minute since I've done a podcast. I want to say, more than 2 months. But been very busy in a very good way. Nothing horrible, nothing negative. Just been super busy with life in general. Trained clients, working at the supplement shop, so a lot of good things. So for new people listening in for the very first time, welcome to Grunt Talk. Grunt Talk is pretty much a podcast that's going to be talking about some of my time in the military and times that I get to interview other people who have joined in the military. Whether or not they actually are grunts or not, meaning frontline, it doesn't really matter. So background real quick for myself. I served in the United States Army. I was an 11 Bravo infantryman, which is just a fancy way of saying that I was a frontline soldier. Went to war. That was my primarily focus and job. I jumped out of airplanes, served time in Afghanistan, all those fun things. Now, Grunt Talk. A lot of people kind of get confused. Just because it's called Grunt Talk does not mean I have to only interview people who served in the front lines. There's a lot of interesting people, and I think the biggest disconnect that people have is not being able to connect with our soldiers, our sailors, our Marines, our Air Force, everybody who served, and being able to relate to them. It's super, super hard to kind of relate to somebody who served, especially if they've seen war, especially if they have seen some shit. So this is exactly what this is for, to kind of let people understand the normal sea of that we go through. So today's podcast is, I think, a hot topic that a lot of people have kind of been going on recently, and I get this question quite a bit for customers who come in here, some of my friends, is Afghanistan. What went on about the withdrawing of it very rapidly and what happened. They kind of give me their feedback of, do you feel that your time there was a waste of time? And then, all honesty, I do not. I think that my time, and I was there for about 9 months in 2012, was definitely worth it. Most of the people who say it was a waste of time, unfortunately, have never been there. And once again, it's just kind of my point of view of what I experienced when I was there in Afghanistan. There are genuine good people there. This part of Afghanistan that I was in was actually very, very beautiful. Some of the prettiest nights you've ever seen, with no light pollution, no air pollution, besides the ones that we were making. There were a lot of good people there for that reason. And us being able to really get rid of the bad guys, you would see the difference. You would see the difference of how they would react, how they would be. A lot of people don't understand that, but the Taliban are somewhat similar to what we have over here, like the cartel. The biggest difference is they're more almost kind of religious based as well. That's kind of the biggest difference on there, but other than that, pretty similar. All about fear, it's all about control. Perfect example, when we got there and we started doing missions, started getting rid of the bad people, started killing people, you would see a 9-day difference. If you've ever been to, perfect example I give you, to a store and there's other stores around you, and especially if it's very early in the morning, there's maybe a couple cars there. Picture that with people. These are people who lived in mud huts, who would only walk around a certain amount of time because they felt safe to go around that same time. And as we got rid of the bad guys, you saw little villages turn to communities again. And you had people who would come up to us genuinely and say thank you. We would get translation, of course. But you could see it. You could definitely see it in the kids' eyes. You could see it in some of the elders who were there. And not every part was like that. You could definitely tell some people just wanted some fucking money. But there was a lot of good people for that reason. And the amount of good that we actually did for those people, were able to thrive, was a 9-day difference. And it's a shame because those people who actually did want help, and who did help us as well, went through some horrible shit. And they're still going through some horrible shit right now. My time in Afghanistan was barbaric, peaceful, at the same time I would go back there with my brothers in a heartbeat, because unless you experience it, and it's very hard to relate to the average day person who's never been in service, it is a time that you will get to know people even more and more and more. And being able to help those people makes such that difference. But guys, I'm going to keep it super short today, around 5 minutes. Just kind of giving you a reintroduction and kind of my standing so far with everything going on. I'm going to do a lot more of these segments again. But welcome back, guys. We're going to talk again. We're back. Going to be doing these recordings. If you guys know anybody, servicemen, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, even the Coast Guard, whatever they did, send them my way. I would love to interview them, get their kind of feedback, and show the world. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.